Welcome. In yesterday class, we discussed about what is meant by temperature stress and temperature strain. So, coefficient of linear expansion, definition, and problems on temperature stress. When a bar is elongated, when it is free to expand, the formula is L alpha T, and temperature stresses when expansion is prevented, the formula is alpha T into E. So for change in temperature strain, the formula is change in length by original length. So delta L formula is L alpha T. So this is the sum of the formulas we have keep in our mind while we are solving the temperature stress problems. So first problem is completed. So coming to the second problem. So the second problem is a structural member of cross sectional area 200 mm square fixed at both ends carries a compressive load of 20 kN at normal temperature. Determine the maximum permitted increase in the temperature if the safe allowable stress in the member is 150 Newton per mm square. Take alpha equal to 1.25 into 10 power minus 5 per degree centigrade and E equal to 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. So a structural member. So structural member cross sectional area nothing but A equal to 200 mm square. So which is fixed at both ends. A compressive load is acted. So the compressive load value is 20 kN. So at normal temperature. So normal temperature at normal temperature. So what we have to find out? Maximum permitted increase in temperature. So how much temperature increase is permitted. So that temperature increased permitted is we have to find out. So next for that allowable stress is given. So the allowable stress value is 150 Newton per mm square. Alpha equal to 1.25 into 10 power minus 5 per degree centigrade and E equal to 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. So this is the given data. So next coming to the compressive stress. So compressive stress in the member due to external load FC nothing but stress equal to load by area. So we know the load value. So load is nothing but compressive load divided by cross sectional area is A. So load value is 20 into 10 power 3 divided by 200. So after calculation the compressive stress value is 100 Newton per mm square. So next temperature stresses. So temperature stresses. So Ft equal to F minus Fc. So F value is allowable stress in the structural member and Fc is the compressive stress in the member. So capital F value is small f value is 150 and Fc value is 100. 150 minus 100 is nothing but 50 Newton per mm square. So temperature stresses Ft equal to 50 Newton per mm square. So actual, we know the actual formula. So actual formula is Ft. So temperature stresses Ft equal to alpha T into E. So alpha T into E. So we have to find out the rise in temperature, nothing but T value. So here T is the unknown. So we know the Ft value. So Ft value is 50 and alpha value is 1.25 into 10 power minus 5 and E value is 2 into 10 power 5. So T equal to 50 divided by 2.5. So T equal to 20 degrees centigrade. Therefore rise in temperature T equal to 20 degrees centigrade. So rise in temperature is 20 degrees. So this is the rise in temperature. So this is the second problem. So coming to the third problem. So here a steel bar of 10 by 10 mm size is rigidly fixed at its ends. The initial tension in the bar is found to be 12 kilonewton at 27 degrees centigrade. At what temperature the stress in the bar will be 0? Alpha equal to 0.000012 per degree centigrade and E equal to 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. Here a steel bar of size 10 by 10 mm. It is rigidly fixed at its ends. So it has an initial tension. The initial tension in the bar is found to be. So initial tension in the bar is 12 kilonewton at 27 degrees centigrade. So 27 degrees centigrade దగ్గర initial tension value is 12 kilonewton. So at what temperature the stress in the bar will be 0? So at what temperature stress in the bar will be 0? We have to find out the temperature. So at what temperature the stress in the bar will be 0? ఎంత temperature దగ్గర stress values అనేవి 0 అవుతాయి అనేది మనం we have to find out. So next for that alpha value is given. So alpha value is 0.000012 per degree centigrade comma equal to 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. So this is the given problem. So the solution is size of the steel bar. So size of the steel bar is 10 by 10. So next area equal to size of the steel bar is 10 by 10. So nothing but area A equal to 10 by 10 equal to 100 mm square. So initial tension in the bar P equal to 12 kilonewton. So it is in the terms of kilonewtons. So 12 into 10 power 3 in terms of newtons. So next tensile stress. So here initial tension in the bar is developed. So next tensile stress is, we have to find out the tensile stress value. So tensile stress value is equal to nothing but Ft equal to initial tension P divided by area. So Ft equal to P by area. So here P is the initial tension. So P value is 12 into 10 power 3 divided by area value A equal to 100, that equal to 120 Newton per mm square. So this is the tensile stress value. To make the stress 0, a compressive stress of 120 Newton per mm square is to be induced in the bar. So here to make the stress 0, a compressive stress of 120 Newton per mm square is to be induced in the bar. So tensile stress value is Ft 120 Newton per mm square. So 120 Newton per mm square tensile stress స్ట్రెస్ వాల్యూస్ అనేవి 0 అయిపోవాలి. సో స్ట్రెస్ వాల్యూస్ అనేవి 0 అయిపోవాలి అని అంటే టెన్సైల్ స్ట్రెస్ వాల్యూ ఎంతైతే ఉంటుందో దానికి ఆపోజిట్లో, సో ఆపోజిట్ సైన్తో వాల్యూ అనేది సేమ్గా ఉంటేనే 0 అవుతుంది, అంతే కదా. సో ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ +120 ఉంది, సో -120 చేస్తే సో +120 -120 దట్ ఈక్వల్ టు హోల్ 0 అయిపోతుంది. సో టెన్సైల్ పాజిటివ్ కాబట్టి compressive stress 120 Newton per mm square we have to consider. So 120 consider చేసుకుంటే so stress will be 0. So that's why this compressive stress of 120 Newton per mm square is to be induced in the bar. We have to say, okay, say to make the stress 0. So to make the stress 0, a compressive stress of 120 Newton per mm square is to be induced in the bar along with the tensile stress when the ends of the bar is fixed. So టెన్సైల్ స్ట్రెస్ 120 Newton per mm square ఇచ్చాడు. సో స్ట్రెసెస్ అనేవి 0 అయిపోవాలి అని అంటే కంప్రెసివ్ స్ట్రెస్ అనేది 120 Newton per mm square అనేది యాక్ట్ అవుతుంది బార్ మీద అని మనం ఎస్యూమ్ చేసుకోవాలి. సో ఎస్యూమ్ చేసుకున్న తర్వాత నెక్స్ట్ బార్స్ ఈజ్ ఫిక్స్డ్ ఎట్ ఇట్స్ ఎండ్స్. సో వెన్ బార్ ఈజ్ ఫిక్స్డ్ ఎట్ ది ఎండ్, రైజ్ ఇన్ టెంపరేచర్ విల్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ ఏ కంప్రెసివ్ స్ట్రెస్. సో when the ఎండ్స్ ఆఫ్ ది బార్ ఈజ్ ఫిక్స్డ్. సో బార్ యొక్క ఎండ్స్ అనేవి ఎప్పుడైతే ఫిక్స్ అయి ఉంటాయో సో అక్కడ టెంపరేచర్ యొక్క రైజింగ్ అనేది జరుగుతుంది. సో టెంపరేచర్ రైజ్ అనేది జరుగుతుంది కాబట్టి సో కంప్రెసివ్ స్ట్రెసెస్ అనేవి ప్రొడ్యూస్ అయ్యే ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుంది. సో ఆ కంప్రెసివ్ స్ట్రెసెస్ అనేవి ప్రొడ్యూస్ అయినాయి. సో అప్పుడు ఫార్ములా సో F ఈక్వల్ టు ఆల్ఫా టీ ఇంటూ ఈ. సో నథింగ్ బట్ compressive stress formula is F equal to alpha T into E. So F value is 120, that equal to alpha value. So alpha value is 0.000012 into T is the unknown value and E value is 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. So after calculation the T value is 50 degrees centigrade. The rise in temperature required to develop a compressive stress of 120 Newton per mm square equal to 50 degrees centigrade. So rise in temperature. So how much rise in temperature we have to develop for compressive stress is 50 degrees centigrade. Okay, next initial temperature of the bar. Actually in the problem the initial temperature in the bar is 27 degrees centigrade. So final temperature when the stress is 0, that is T2. So initial temperature of the bar taken as T1 equal to 27 degrees centigrade and final temperature when the stress is 0, that is taken as T2 equal to T plus T1, where T equal to 50 plus T1 equal to 27. So 50 plus 27 is nothing but 77 degrees centigrade. So at 77 degrees centigrade the compressive stress of 120 Newton per mm square is induced in the bar to make the stress 0. So this is the final statement for the problem. Okay, so this is the third problem. So third problem. So coming to the fourth problem. Length of a steel tape is found to be exactly 30 at 20 degrees centigrade under a pull of 100 Newton. Its width and thickness are 12 mm and 1 mm respectively. Determine the error in the measured length if it is used at 35 degrees centigrade with a pull of 50 Newton. Take alpha equal to 1.2 into 10 power 5 per degree centigrade and E equal to 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. So what we have to find out the problem is the error in the measured length. The error in the measured length is we have to find out. So for that the length of the steel tape is given. Length of the steel tape is 30 meters and at 20 degrees centigrade. So the temperature is 20 degrees centigrade and a pull. So pull is 100 newtons and its width and thickness. So width is 12 mm and thickness is 1 mm. It is used at 35 degrees centigrade with a pull of 50 Newton. Yet 20 degrees centigrade the pull is 100 Newton and at 35 degrees centigrade the pull is 50 Newton. So alpha value is 1.2 into 10 power 5 per degree centigrade and E equal to 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. Newton per mm square. So the error in the measured length. So we have to find out the error in the measured length. So for that standard pull at 20 degrees centigrade equal to 100 Newton. Axial pull at 35 degrees centigrade equal to 50 Newton. So width B equal to 12 mm and thickness T equal to 1 mm. So increase in temperature. So increase in temperature T equal to 35 minus 20, that equal to 15 degrees centigrade. So elongation of tape due to this increase in temperature. So increase in temperature is 15 degrees centigrade. So for that increase in temperature, elongation of the tape delta L1 equal to L alpha T. So delta L1 equal to L alpha t. So here L equal to original length of the tape. So original length of the tape is given, that equal to 30 meters, that equal to 30 into 10 power 3 mm. So delta L1 equal to L is 30 into 10 power 3 into alpha is 1.2 into 10 power minus 5 per degree centigrade into T. So here T nothing but increase in temperature, that equal to 15. So delta L value is 5.4 mm. So this is the 5.4 mm positive value. So next, standard pull equal to 100 Newton and axial pull equal to 50 Newton. So decrease in pull is we have to find out. So decrease in pull equal to 100 minus 50, that equal to 50 Newton. So this is the decrease in pull, because standard pull is 100 and axial pull is 50, that's why. So next, reduction in length due to this decrease in pull. So reduction in length due to this decrease in pull. So pulling action decrease. So ante pulling load value అనేది, సో పుల్లింగ్ లోడ్ వాల్యూ అనేది డిక్రీజ్ అయింది కాబట్టి సో దాని యొక్క లెంత్ అనేది డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. సో దట్స్ వై రిడక్షన్ ఇన్ లెంత్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు ఫైండ్ అవుట్. దట్ మీన్స్ delta L2 equal to PL by AE. So P value is 50 into L value is 30 into 10 power 3 divided by 12. A value is 12 into 1 into 2 into 10 power 5. So 2 into 10 power 5. So after calculation the delta L2 value is 0.625 mm. So reduction in length due to this decrease in pull is 0.625 mm. And next, net increase in length. So net increase in length formula equal to elongation minus reduction. So elongation value is 5.4 minus reduction value is 0.625, that is 4.775 mm. Therefore error in the measured length per tape length equal to 4.775 mm. So that is less. So this is the error in the measured length. So for the measured length we have to find out the elongation and the reduction values. So for that the elongation and reduction values are find out by the elongation is due to the temperature and reduction is due to the axial pulling and standard pulling. Okay, so next problem is length of a rail in the railway track is 30 meters at 25 degrees centigrade. Determine the temperature stress developed in the rail at 65 degrees centigrade if there is no allowance for expansion, and if there is an expansion allowance of 9 mm per rail. Determine also the minimum expansion allowance required per rail for the stress to be 0 at 65 degrees centigrade. Take E equal to 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square and alpha equal to 0.000012 per degree centigrade. So here the problem is related to the railway track. So here length of the railway track is 30 meters at 25 degrees centigrade. So determine the temperature stress developed in the rail at 65 degrees centigrade. So first 30 meters length దగ్గర 25 degrees centigrade temperature. So at 65 degrees centigrade what is the temperature stress developed in the rail we have to find out. So that is the first condition. And next, second condition is if there is no allowance for expansion. So the condition is there is no allowance for expansion, there is no expansion. And next, that is the second condition. And third condition is if there is an expansion allowance of 9 mm per rail. So per rail, for each rail there is an expansion allowance of 9 mm. So that is the another condition. And next, and also we have to find out the minimum expansion allowance required per rail. So minimum expansion allowance required per rail for the stress to be 0 at 65 degrees centigrade. So for the stress to be 0 at 65 degrees centigrade. So first condition is temperature stress developed in the rail at 65 degrees centigrade. And next, last condition is minimum expansion allowance required per rail for the stress to be 0 at 65 degrees centigrade. So we have to find out the three conditions. Here in the problem the three conditions is given, so we have to find out the three conditions values. So for that, the first is rise in temperature. So rise in temperature T equal to 65 degrees minus 25 degrees, that equal to 40 degrees centigrade. And minimum allowance required for rail equal to 0. So for that, stress in rail F equal to L alpha T. So L value is 30 meters, nothing but 30 into 10 power 3 mm, and alpha equal to 0.000012 per degree centigrade. And rise in temperature T equal to 40. So substitute the values in stress formula. So F equal to 30 into 10 power 3 into 0.000012 into 40, that equal to 14.4 mm. So F stress in the rail value is 14.4 mm. So next, temperature stress in the rail when there is no expansion allowance. So temperature stress in the rail when there is no expansion allowance. So for that, the formula is Ft equal to alpha T into E. So here alpha value is 0.000012 and temperature T equal to 40 and E equal to 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. So substituting the values in the expansion allowance condition. So Ft equal to 0.000012 into 40 into 2 into 10 power 5. So after calculation, the temperature stress in the rail when there is no expansion allowance equal to 96 Newton per mm square. Here the value is compression value. And next, expansion allowance available, that equal to 9 mm. Here that is the another condition. So the another condition is if there is an expansion allowance of 9 mm. So that is accepted. So expansion allowance available equal to 9 mm. So expansion prevented. So expansion prevented delta L equal to stress in the rail L alpha T is 14.4 mm. So 14.4 minus expansion allowance available is 9 mm. So 14.4 minus 9, that equal to 5.4 mm. So temperature strain. So temperature strain formula is delta L by L. So delta L value is 5.4 divided by L value is 30 into 10 power 3, that equal to 1.8 into 10 power minus 4. So that is the temperature strain value. So coming to the temperature stress, that equal to temperature strain into Young's modulus. So temperature strain value is 1.8 into 10 power minus 4 into Young's modulus. So Young's modulus value is 2 into 10 power 5. So temperature stresses values is 36 Newton per mm square. So these are the three conditions we want to solve in the problem. So results. So the result value is temperature stresses in the rail when there is no expansion allowance that equal to 96 Newton per mm square. Here that is the compression value, and there is no expansion allowance of 9 mm. So there is temperature stress 36 Newton per mm square. So here also the value is compression. Minimum expansion allowance required per rail for no temperature stress that equal to 14.4 mm. So minimum expansion allowance required per rail for the stress to be 14.4 mm. So this is the fifth problem. So next problem is a load of 120 Newton falls through a height of 20 mm onto a collar rigidly attached to the lower end of a vertical bar of 1.5 long and of 10 mm diameter. Find the maximum instantaneous stress take equal to 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. Here a load of 120 Newton falls through a height of 20 mm onto a collar. So collar rigidly attached to the lower end of the vertical bar. So here a vertical bar, collar is rigidly attached to the vertical bar. So in that collar a load is acting. So the load value is 120 and that load is falls from a height of 20 mm. So here a vertical bar is given. So the vertical bar length of the vertical bar is 1.5 meters and the diameter of the vertical bar is 10 mm. So take E value equal to 2 into 10 power 5. We have to find out the maximum instantaneous stress values. So maximum instantaneous stress values. So maximum instantaneous stress values is, for that vertical bar length. So length of the vertical bar is 1.5 meters, nothing but 1.5 into 10 power 3 mm, and diameter of the rod D equal to 10 mm, and cross sectional area A equal to, here the diameter is given, that's why the area formula is pi d square by 4. So pi into 10 whole square by 4, that equal to 78.54 mm square, and E value equal to 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. And here a load is given, load W equal to 120 Newton per mm square, and it is dropped from a height of H equal to 20 mm. Maximum instantaneous stress formula F is given by W by A into 1 plus root of 1 plus 2AEH by WL. F equal to W by A into 1 plus root of 1 plus 2AEH by W into L. So here W equal to 120 divided by area value is 78.54 into brackets on 1 plus root of 1 plus 2 into area value is 78.54 into Young's modulus equal to 2 into 10 power 5 into height H, which is dropped from a height H. H value is 120 divided by W 120 into L 1.5 into 10 power 3. So this is the formula after substituting the values. So after substituting the values and after calculation, the maximum instantaneous stress value F is 91.81 Newton per mm square. So therefore maximum instantaneous stress equal to 91.81 Newton per mm square. So this is the another problem. So coming to the next problem, a steel rod 40 mm in diameter is 2.5 meters long. Find the instantaneous elongation induced when an axial pull of 100 kilonewton is suddenly applied to it. Take E equal to 20 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. Here a steel rod which is having 40 mm in diameter and having a length of 2.5 meters. When an axial pull of 100 kilonewton is suddenly applied. So when an axial pull of 100 kilonewton is suddenly applied, then instantaneous elongation is produced. So that instantaneous elongation we have to find out. Here D equal to, for the solution given D value equal to 40 mm and L equal to 2.5 meters, nothing but 2500 mm, and P equal to 100 kilonewton, that equal to 10 power 5 Newton, and E equal to 20 into 10 power 5 Newton. So elongation due to sudden applied load we have to find out. So for that, the formula for the elongation due to suddenly applied load delta L equal to 2PL by AE. So here we know the value of P, L and E, but we don't know the area value. So area we have to find out. Area A equal to pi d square by 4 equal to pi into 40 whole square by 4, that equal to 1256.63 mm square. So delta L equal to 2PL by AE. So substituting the above values, 2 into 100 into 10 power 3, nothing but 10 power 5 into 2500 divided by area 1256.63 into E 20 into 10 power 5. So delta L value is 0.199 mm. Therefore elongation equal to 0.1989 mm. So this is the elongation value. So next problem is 7th problem. So coming to the 7th problem, here a steel rod has a length 5 meters. Its temperature is raised by 90 degrees centigrade. So here a steel rod of length 5 meters and raised temperature is 90 degrees centigrade. So find temperature stress if expansion is prevented. So if expansion is prevented, find the temperature stresses. So that is the first condition. And free expansion. So free expansion is there. So that is the another condition. So for that the E value is taken as 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square and alpha value is 12.5 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. So rise in temperature. So rise in temperature T equal to 90 degrees centigrade and length of the rod. So length of the rod that equal to 5 meters. So 5 into 10 power 3 mm. So alpha equal to 12.5 into 10 power 6 per degree centigrade and E equal to 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. So temperature stress when expansion is prevented. So temperature stress when expansion is prevented, the formula is alpha T into E. Here alpha equal to 12.5 into 10 power minus 6 into T, 90 into E, 2 into 10 power 5. So after substituting, the temperature stress value is 225 when expansion is prevented. So next, free expansion of rod, nothing but delta L, that equal to L alpha T. So L alpha T. So we know the L value and alpha value and T value also. So then substituting the above values in the delta L formula. So L value is 5 into 10 power 3 into alpha value is 12.5 into 10 power minus 6 into T value. So T value is 90. So after calculation, the delta L value is 5.625 mm. So this is the free expansion of the rod, delta L equal to 5.625 mm. Temperature stress when expansion is prevented, the temperature stress is 225 Newton per mm square. So this is the another problem. So next problem, a steel tube 4.5 centimeters external diameter and 3 mm thick encloses centrally a solid copper bar of 3 centimeters diameter. The bar and the tube are rigidly connected together at the ends at a temperature of 30 degrees centigrade. Find the stresses in each metal when heated at 180 degrees centigrade. Also find the increase in length of the assembly if the original length is 30 centimeters. Coefficient of linear expansion for steel and copper are 1.08 into 10 power minus 5 per degree centigrade and 1.7 into 10 power minus 5 per degree centigrade respectively. Take ES equal to 2.1 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square and EC equal to 1.1 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. So here this is the given problem. So the given problem, so a steel tube of 4.5 centimeters external diameter and 3 mm thickness. So steel tube external diameter is 4.5 centimeters and thickness is 3 mm and encloses centrally a steel copper bar. So in steel tube a solid copper bar is also induced, nothing but inserted. So that solid copper bar diameter is 3 centimeters. Next, the bar and the tube are rigidly connected together at the ends. So the bar and the solid copper bar and the steel tube. So these two materials are rigidly connected together. So at a temperature of 30 degrees centigrade. So at 30 degrees centigrade, the steel and copper bars are rigidly connected. Find the stresses in each metal. So we have to find out the stresses in the steel tube and stresses in the solid copper bar also. When heated at 180 degrees centigrade. So when heated at 180 degrees centigrade, we have to find out the stresses values. So stresses in the each metal and also find the increase in length of the assembly. So original length is 30 centimeters. So we have to find out the increase in the length also. Next, for that calculation, so for that conditions, So the two values are given. So coefficient of linear expansion for steel is alpha s equal to 1.08 into 10 power minus 5 and alpha c equal to 1.7 into 10 power minus 5, es equal to 2.1 into 10 power 5 and ec equal to 1.1 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. So initially, so here see the diagrams. So figure A shows the same values. So steel tube, center one is steel tube and center one is solid copper bar and side bars is nothing but steel tubes. So coming to the figure B, so here is solid copper bar height is more, so L alpha S into T value is here a dotted line is drawn from the figure A to the figure C. So above the dotted line, L alpha C into T up to the solid copper bar and L alpha S into T up to the solid steel tube and delta S. So delta S is up to the delta C and delta S. So coming to the figure C, above the dotted line to the up to the steel copper bars. So steel tube including the copper solid bar, the length is totally delta and alpha C is the central located metal and alpha S is the side tubes, so nothing but steel. Okay, so this is the figure. So before heating, so figure A is the before heating. Before heating, the steel and before heating the steel tube and the copper bar, the figure A shows the behavior of the copper and the steel metal. And next figure B shows the free expansion of steel and copper tube if they are not rigidly connected together at their ends. So figure B shows the free expansion of steel and copper. So expansion అనేది free expansion of steel and copper tube. So steel ki copper tube ఈ రెండు యొక్క ఫ్రీ ఎక్స్పాన్షన్ అనేది ఫిగర్ బి అనేది ఫిగర్ బిలో వీ హ్యావ్ టు సీ. ఓకే, సో నెక్స్ట్ దే ఆర్ నాట్ rigidly fixed. Here in the figure B there is a free expansion and also they are not rigidly connected together at their ends. So that is the figure B. Since the steel tube and copper bar are rigidly connected at their ends, the copper bar will be forced to expand less than the free expansion of L alpha C into T. So here another condition. So steel and copper bars are not rigidly connected at their ends. So steel copper bars అనేవి ends దగ్గర are not rigidly connected. So then copper bar will be forced to expand. So here a copper metal is easily reacted and it will be forced to expand. So that is less than the free expansion. So copper bar will be forced to expand less than the free expansion of L alpha C into T. So similarly, steel tube is forced to expand more than L alpha S into T. Hence, the assembly after heating is shown. So figure A shows the before heating and next figure C shows the after the heating, and figure B is under the heating condition. So next, therefore the compressive stress Fc will be caused in the copper bar and tensile stress Fs will be caused in the steel tube. So that is the description about the figures. So AS, so here AS equal to pi by 4 into d square, ante nothing but capital D square minus small d square, that equal to pi by 4 into capital D is 4.5 whole square minus 3.9 whole square, that equal to 3.958 centimeter square, that is the area of the steel value. So copper bar dia of the copper bar is nothing but DC, that equal to 3 centimeters. So steel bar external diameter ds equal to 4.5 centimeters. So steel bar internal diameter ds equal to 4.5 minus 2 into 0.3, nothing but 3.9 centimeters, and thickness equal to 3 centimeters. So AS is 3.958 centimeters and AC is solid bar, nothing but pi d square by 4, that equal to pi by 4 into d square is nothing but 3 whole square, that equal to 7.068 centimeter square. So next, delta C. So delta C equal to F by E into L. So we know the relation. So relation from the elongation formula. So delta L equal to PL by AE. So PL by AE. So P by A is nothing but stress. So F equal to load by area. So F by E into L. So that is related to the copper bar. So related to the steel bar, nothing but Fs equal to delta S equal to Fs by Es into L, and for the copper delta C equal to Fc by Ec into L. So from figure B, delta C plus delta S equal to L alpha C into T minus L alpha S into T. So delta C plus delta S equal to L alpha C into T minus L alpha S into T. So delta C and delta S values is Fc by Ec into L plus Fs by Es into L, that equal to LT. So LT is common in L alpha C into T term minus L alpha S into T term. So LT is common term. So that is out of the brackets and brackets open. So here in first term alpha C is the remaining one, and to the second term alpha S is the remaining value. So L into Fc by Ec plus Fs by Ec. Here Fc by Ec into L plus Fs by Es into L. So in these two terms L is the common term. So L is the common term. So L brackets open. So in first term the remaining value is Fc by Ec plus Fs. In second term the remaining value is Fs by Es, that equal to L into T into brackets open alpha C minus alpha S brackets off. So here on both sides L value gets cancelled. So FC by EC plus Fs by Es equal to T into alpha C minus alpha S. So Fc by EC value is 1.1 into 10 power 5 plus Fs by ES value is 2.1 into 10 power 5, that equal to here T. So T is nothing but 180 minus 30. So 180 minus 30 is nothing but the bar and the tube are rigidly connected at the ends at a temperature. So at a temperature of 130, and when metal is heated, that is at 180 degrees centigrade. So T value is 180 minus 30 brackets on alpha C. So alpha C value is 1.7 into 10 power minus 5 minus alpha S. So alpha S value is 1.08 into 10 power minus 5. So Fc by 1.1 plus Fs by 2.1. Here 1 by 10 power 5 is the common term. So that's why 1 by 10 power 5 is a common term. So the remaining terms are Fc by 1.1 in fraction form plus Fs by 2.1 in fraction into 1 by 10 power 5, that equal to 180 minus 30 is nothing but 150 into 1.7 minus 1.08. So here in 1.7 into 10 power minus 5 and minus 1.08 into 10 power minus 5, here also 1 by 10 power minus 5 is the common term. So on both sides 1 by 10 power 5 will gets cancelled. So Fc by 1.1 plus Fs by 2.1, that equal to 150 into 1.7 minus 1.08. So Fc by 1.1 plus Fs by 2.1 equal to 150 into 0.62, that equal to 93. Taking LCM between the 1.1 and 2.1, the LCM is 2.31. So in the first term 1.1 is 2.1 times the 2.31 value. So 2.1 into Fc plus in 2.31 the 2.1 value is 1.1 into Fs. So numerator value is Fs. So that equal to 93. So 2.1 into Fc plus 1.1 into Fs divided by 2.31 equal to 93. So 2.1 into Fc plus 1.1 into Fs equal to 93 into 2.31, nothing but 214.83. So that is the equation number 1. As there is external load on the compound bar, load in copper equal to load in steel. So here another condition is applied. So as there is external load on the compound bar, that's why load in the copper equal to load in steel. Nothing but load is load. Formula for the load is force into area. Stress into area. So stress value is F and area is A. So which is related to the material is copper material. That's why Fc and AC, that equal to on left sides. Coming to the right side, load in steel. So load in steel is nothing but stress into area. So stress value is stress in terms of Fs and As. So here Fc into AC value is 7.068, that equal to Fs into As value is 3.953. So Fs in terms of Fc is 1.786 into Fc. So substitute Fs value in the equation 1. So 2.1 into Fc plus 1.1 into Fs equal to 214.83. After that 2.1 into Fc plus 1.1 into Fs value is 1.786 into Fc, that equal to 214.83. So 2.1 into Fc plus, after multiplication the 1.786 into 1.1, that is 1.964 into Fc equal to 214.83. So Fc equal to 52.85 Newton per mm square. So here Fc is 52.85 Newton per mm square. So substitute the Fc value in Fs value. So Fs equal to 1.786 into Fc. So 1.786 into Fc value is 52.85. Then Fs equal to 94.39 Newton per mm square. So first we have to find out the stresses in the material. So that condition is completed, and next find the increase in length of the assembly. So next we have to find out the increase in the length of the assembly, nothing but delta. So delta is L alpha C into T minus delta C. So L alpha C into T minus delta C value is Fc by Ec into L. So here L equal to 30 centimeters, nothing but 300 mm. So substituting the values. So here L value we know, alpha C also we know, and T value also you know. Fc, Ec and L is also the values we know. So we have to find out the delta value only. So L 300 into alpha C 1.7 into 10 power minus 5 into T 150 minus Fc. So Fc value is 52.85 divided by Ec. Ec is nothing but 1.1 into 10 power 5 into L value is 300 mm. So after calculation the delta L value is 0.621 mm. So this is the another problem. So in this the problems on temperature stress is remaining one problem, and also which is related to the elastic constant problems also there, that is here 3 problems is there. So the remaining 4 problems and also strain energy concept is also continued in the next class. Thank you.